Hello everyone. I gotta go and change my audience, so I'll be right back. If you're watching the playback of this, it might go black or it might be frozen if you're watching the playback. All right. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is going to be over here. A lot of times when I come into Broward, I have some issues with like the Wi-Fi and the signal. Don't know why. I'm not sure how many towers they have over here, but sometimes I have issues. So hello everyone. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. If you don't know, we carry sublimation paper that's the absolute best on the market. It allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. No cover sheet required because it does not bleed through the back. It's very rare, depending on the quality of shirts. I don't, do use steps like extra lip brushing or taping, very minimal ghosting. So it's an amazing product. Make sure you go to the website and check it out if you are somebody who's into doing your own sublimation prints. And then, of course, we have 365 Creative Academy, which is my online academy where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of trainings. Everything from learning Silhouette Studio to learning projects like I'm about to go and get the supplies for, the business side of it, and so much more. So all that can be found on our website, shop.hsinc365.com. So I am on my way to Joann's to get some white glitter cardstock, because it is one of the ways I make my senior crowns. The other way would be me utilizing my what's the thing called? My roll-in. If they don't want the glitter look, I will use my roll-in, and it's printed onto adhesive vinyl, and then I take that adhesive vinyl and I put it on top of like just regular colored poster board. So I'll cut those from poster board. But I'm on my way to Joann's to go get the glitter one. That's the one that I do via sublimation. And so I figured I would come on and kind of talk about it. So I've shown the pictures. Some people was like, oh, well, what are those? How are they made? I guess in some areas, they're not as big. That's just like, I've helped someone with the mums, but mums are not big here in Miami. I know it's really, really big in like Texas. And I want to say, bringing them up again, I want to say it's Alabama or Mississippi. One of them where the mums, the like homecoming mums and stuff like that is really big. But here, a lot of the schools do senior crowns. So if you aren't in that area, you can either try to, if you know someone that has a senior and their schools don't have a rule against headgear, even if it's not something that's big and popular, even if you just made it for your senior and they wore it to school, kind of like when someone has a birthday and they wear their birthday crowns, you could probably start that trend in your local area, and you would be like at the top for people coming to you to do it because no one else is making them. But here it's pretty big, with somewhere within like the first week of school. Some people want them for the first day and they wear them on the first day. I've also had others who they have like a senior day within that first week, especially with the fact that a lot of like they want to make sure as many of the seniors and things are there. So like this year, Dade County starts school on a Thursday. Like last year, Broward was like that, and I think they actually started on a Wednesday. And not everyone really kind of goes to school that first day of school. As much as like we sell a lot of stuff for like the first day of school things, it's some people that don't go. Like I know, like last year, my kids couldn't go on the very first day. I'm debating on this year as well because it starts on a Thursday. Like, who the hell starts school on a Thursday? But sometimes um, they don't do the whole senior crown day on the very first day because, you know, maybe seniors aren't there. They might still be on vacation because, hello, you're starting school in the middle of the week. At the end of the week, really. So you just want to just kind of check and see like when, you know, they're doing them. I know a lot of people are back in school already, so this is like not even for you because your schools have already started. But for us, we have another week and some change. Broward has like 2 weeks. Dade starts next week, Thursday. For us, Broward County starts the following Monday. But before, or like traditionally with these senior crowns, is not something that is new. It just seems like, I don't mean to mess with these little kids, but a lot of the new age kids are lazy and they don't want to go through spray painting Burger King caps, crowns. And then also Burger King has been a little bit stingy with providing those crowns. If you're not like a kid, like if a kid isn't with you, but they don't want to go and like spray paint them. If you looked at them back in the day, like they would go to Joann's and places like that. They would get the letters all just to spell out the word senior. They would get rhinestones and glitter and fur and boas and all these different things, whatever. So it's not something that is new. It's just that back in the day, especially in my day, they were more so handmade. Now it's like, I don't have time for this. Let somebody else do it. However, some people aren't really willing to pay a lot for them. Like, the supplies for these are not cheap. Then you have to like fully design it. It's not just okay, paint it, make it glitter, and then add senior. So like mine, at least the ones that I do, which, by the way, everyone that has purchased a crown from me has always won the competition at the school. I'm just saying. But a lot of the times I am adding pictures to it, but I have done some where there's no pictures on it whatsoever and it's still won. Or as the young kids would say, it's still slapped. And so it's like the way I do mine, it's easier for me. Like, I'm not doing I did one before. The very, 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 very first one that I did, I ended up layering cardstock. So I had like a silver cardstock that was on top of a lime, I think it was like lime green, I think it was, or something on the back, whatever. And end up making, like, I had made my own template of a Burger King crown, and I also kind of tweaked it a little bit, and I made like little 3D pieces. So I actually cut out the letters for senior and glued them on there. I had like the little Feathers of Style doll, and I had her with her shirt on and cheer stuff. So I had a lot of 3D elements on like the very, very first one that I did. But they got very time consuming. Some people, they want all of that and they want the customization of it. You have to make sure that your customer is willing to pay for that level of customization. So now what I pretty much do is like, I do it printed, and I will design it, print it out, and I sublimate it to glitter cardstock to give it that glitter look. Or if it's for someone that doesn't care for glitter, and boys and things like that, guys, before I tried to do the whole laminate cardstock, that was a pain in the ass. I don't recommend it. I give it a negative 10 out of 10. Don't ever do, like, it's just not worth it when it comes to doing the senior crowns that way. But now that I have the roll-in, which I wish I would have thought about it before, because I would have just had my printer back then print it. So now I go and I print it out, and that's on vinyl. I use just a regular poster board and cut the crown shape, because I have a template for, which it is in my template vault. And then I just put the vinyl on top of that, and everything is cut exact. So as long as I'm lining it up good, it just goes on there like that. So that's what I do for the guys. Or any girl that just wants like a shiny, glossy look and no glitter. I just started doing that one last year, because even before that, it was always I just kind of focused on girls. I would cringe if a guy asked me, if a boy said, you know, he like a male wanted one of them. So I'm like, oh crap, now I got to figure out all of this stuff because they're not going to want glitter. But when it comes to the girls, even if you did not want glitter, baby, you were getting glitter because sublimating them is the easiest way of doing it. So if you don't know, you can sublimate to glitter. So like the chunky glitters, the glitters made of poly. So you can sublimate to those. Is there anyone who does senior crowns? Have you seen them in like groups, like floating around, just people posting theirs to where you have been interested in learning how to make them? Hello, incredible greetings. Hey, hey, hey. All right, while you guys answer, I'm going to get out the car because I gotta hurry up and go. So I want to go in here, get the cardstock, and then get back home because I got a lot of designing to do. I still have 4 or 5 more that I have to do. 4 more I have to design. So you did 3. Wait, can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see. How can I easily turn this around? Settings, camera, back facing. So of course you can see like there's a lot of different glitters. The adhesive one, there we go. The adhesive one you don't want to use. This melts when you do it. This you're not going to fully see the color. You know, it would seem great to kind of use this one, but unless you're just going to do like a regular one, you're going to add items to this, then you can use the colored one. If you're going to cut items and then pop dot them and make it 3D, I would recommend using the colored glitter if they wanted a glitter look. The holographic one, people always talk about the fact of like holographic stuff you can submit to. This provides to me like the worst color. I don't recommend it. So the one that I use is just this regular glitter, 12 by 24. This is the max that I can do them. Sometimes I'll add like a little extender or whatever, but this is pretty much what I use. And yes, this is how much they cost, $5 for one. This is why you have to understand your materials when it comes to pricing these things out. Here's like the gold one again. It's like a thin paper. This melts. I don't recommend it. So not all glitter can be sublimated. This right here is a pain in the ASS to also cut this with your cutter. I cut the base out with my Cameo. It takes several cuts. This is a pain in the ASS to cut. I don't recommend this one either, unless you're going to just trace it on there and then you're going to use an X-Acto knife or scissors. That's the only time that this really works, but I try and put them on my Cameo because anybody got time for this, okay? So I'm going to grab a few of these. I limit myself in how many of these I make. So I already know how many of these I need. I have a couple for a guy. So I'm going to get 10, although I know 10. I'm going to get 2, which technically can make me 10 of my standard ones. So just to buy this, like this is the part that people don't understand when you run a business. You don't want to have to I was on with you guys, like, I think once I got to like 27th Avenue is when I turned on my camera. So you guys kind of saw when I'm leaving here, you're going to see exactly how long it takes for me to get back to the office area and my house area. So it's not like it's around the corner for me. right? So I need blades for my rotary cutter. Um, are there any blades here? They're normally in the other section. Uh, yeah, they don't have any blades. Oh, no, right here. Haha. There's only one in there. How many in here? Is this really only one? $8? I really pay $8 for one blade. Oh, that can't be. I really be paying. Damn. See, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when you're in business, I don't think I never really pay attention to the cost of it because I'm like, I know I just need them. I'm like, I don't remember. There's always one blade in here. $8 for one blade. But it is what it is. I need it, and I don't normally pay attention to the price of it. So probably need to go on Amazon and order it. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, this is a one because a two pack is 20. Oh, that's the titanium one. I'm like, a two pack is $24, but this is $8, $16.99 for a two. So yep, I was paying $8 for this one damn blade. I don't think that's what, like, customers don't realize, like, how much this ish costs, man. Like, this stuff is not cheap. It is pricey, very, very pricey for the stuff, like the stuff that we use to create. $8 for a freaking blade. Yeah. Anyhow. So I've had I know it's not Harbor Freight's fault, but I've had a bad experience. That was the first time I was coming out of the military and I experienced racial profiling inside of Harbor Freight. Dude, it wasn't like it wasn't the workers there. It was a customer, and I have been traumatized ever since. So I choose not to go in that store. Not that there's anything wrong with the store itself, but it's just a trigger for me. So I don't do Harbor Freight. That you people line gets you every time. Okay, so all right, what was I saying? Oh, so the thing that, like, others don't realize, like, if I don't sell these, then it's like I've technically already, like, purchased these and stuff like that. So because this store is not around the corner from me, I get extras because I don't want to have to run back over here, like, in a just in case a situation. This is also the reason why I limit how many. So some people will go and it's like they will make these, they'll put them out there. Oh my God, they're so popular. But if you don't know if the supplies are available that you're going to need, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. So if I come in here and, like, I made the trip to the store, so I got 5 boards, which means standard size, it's like a max of 10, but some of them are custom ones, which takes up a whole board because you can't really do 2 of them because they're custom cut. So that person basically is charged for, like, a whole board. But I also know that I'm going to end up doing some for guys, which so I won't have to worry about that. So, like, whatever I have here is all it is. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. No, I don't I don't chase the bag and trying to, okay, a last minute order came in, let me accommodate them. When it's sold out, it's sold out. And I'm going to move on to the next thing that I'm working on or whatever. But that's why people know with me, if they want me a senior crown by Shakia, they have to come to me early to put their request in because I don't have an unlimited supply. I don't just kind of just, yeah, I don't have an unlimited supply when it comes to those. So that's just kind of like me because I'm going to get the supplies and things of that nature, whatever. And then just also designing them and whatnot. So for me, I use them as a lead magnet. And I don't really charge, like, with the amount of work with designing them, the cost of the supplies, and then to make them, you have to glue. I forgot to check for something. I knew I was walking that way for a reason. If you're putting boas on it, if you're putting glitter on it, I mean, not glitter, rhinestones on it, like, there's all these different things to it. The price can go up, the price can vary quite a bit. It gets kind of pricey, and to them, they just see it as a piece of paper and not realize all of the things that goes into it. But I know that there is so much more that I can make for seniors. So I use it as a lead magnet for them to know, hey, we are your place for your senior needs. Okay. So once I kind of get in there with the crown, they used to be here and now they don't have them anymore, which means I think I had that issue last year too. They don't carry the boas anymore at my Joann's. Yeah, I had this issue last year too, which is why I ended up ordering them from Amazon, and they were horrible from Amazon. Yeah, because they used to be right here. They stopped carrying the feather boas in here. Okay, I just had to make sure. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, they don't have them in here anymore. Yeah. Okay, time to go. Oh, nope, no, it's not time to go. I want to see if they have a quality. Yeah, see, they don't have large poster boards here in colors. I typically tend to get those from Hobby or Dollar Tree. Hold on, y'all. I gotta look for something real quick. I want to see if it's over here by, like, the art, the school supply type stuff for the big poster boards. Because sometimes the ones inside the craft stores are a little bit sturdier than the ones in Walmart or the Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, here they are. They do have some here. Yeah. So they hold up a lot better than the ones at the Dollar Tree. Like, those feel so flimsy. So I'm gonna get 2 of these. Okay. Alrighty. I've only seen yours, but would be interested in making one for my nephew. Yeah, you don't have to use the glitter. If you don't have a roller, you can either send the print to, like, a print shop or Walgreens. It's just that you're going to have to cut it yourself. So the one good thing about having the rolling is once it does it, it cuts it out for me. I just peel it off and put it onto the poster board that's cut. But you would have to simply cut it. I can't cut the print yourself unless you're ordering it from a company where they're basically doing it as a decal and they're going to cut it for you. Never seen them, not popular here in New Orleans. You can be the one to change that. We don't have 12 by 24 in our stores. You can always order them. But that's the thing. Everything that's in one store may not be in another because it's about supply and demand. So if no one's requesting it, they're not going to carry it here. They carry a lot of it. But you can always order it from online. But yeah, anywho, I don't think people realize, like, I think some of that aspect of how much really goes into making custom items like this. So like I said, I just use it as a lead magnet, and I don't charge nearly what these are worth. But the payoff on it is almost every single person that I make the crown for, everything else for their senior year, I'm end up being contacted, whether it's like a shirt for like they have like a little picnic or something with like senior stuff when it comes to graduate. Like, so I do a lot of their senior stuff, then I do grad. To me, senior grad, two different things. Um, so I'll end up doing a lot of their graduation things like yard signs, shirts, fans, cupcake toppers for trunk parties. So I use my crowns as a lead magnet, and I don't charge what they are truly worth. Um, but yeah, so like I said, my process, designing Silhouette Studio, if it's sublimation, I'm printing it out on the roll paper and then I press it to the glitter cardstock. So the glitter cardstock I pre-cut. It does take several cuts with your machine. So you cannot just cut through these. If you have like a craft blade, it's not going to cut through it like in one go round. You'll have to do several passes for it to cut through because it is thick, and then you also have the glitter, and this is going to put a lot of wear and tear on your blade, so be prepared to replace your blade. So this is also one of the reasons why like I like having different machines. So like during this season when I am doing these, I have a dedicated machine that's made to cut, like this meant to cut these, which means I can't use multiple machines. I don't want to mess up multiple blades. That means I have to wait for it to cut. So my production time is lower. So I don't take on a lot of orders because you can only cut so many of them working with one machine. Um, because you have to be honest with the supplies that you have and what your capabilities are. But anyhow, before I talk about that, I may or may not use all these, but I can use these for other things because I've made like glitter, cupcake toppers and cake toppers with them as well. So I mean, in what I do, I can use them for something else. But these are $5 a piece. So this is literally 5, 10, 15, 20, $25 just for the glitter cardstock with no guarantee of making like of selling them. You when in business, it's not always okay, well you get the money and then you go buy the supplies. What if they didn't have it and you've already taken this money? Um, and then you'll probably waste more time and gas driving back and forth. So for me, I buy what I need. Yes, I'm spending $25 on them, but it's better for me to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So you have to have the money to be able to pay upfront for things like this. Okay. Hello, how are you? I'm good. 754 333 0335. Oh, and this as well. Lavelle, Levell. It's not in there? Okay, then it's a different number then because I'm in the system. Yes. Hold on 1 second because I can't let them hear my phone number. Hold on. I always forget if it's under the business number or my personal number. It's actually under my personal number. Oh, I forgot to check if there were any coupons on my app. Hold on, y'all. Although post your questions so I have questions when I come back. Hold on.
accepted. All right. So I've actually done, I mean, I don't know. I will say this. I can't not guarantee, I cannot guarantee that I actually will do a video of me making them again. I did a video last year, and probably even the year before that. And it's literally, you just cut the cardstock and you have your sublimation, you print out your sublimation print, which the same way that I would print onto a roll, which I have videos for that. And then you press it just like you would do anything else as far as sublimation. So I cannot say that I'll end up showing these. It'll probably just be the finished product versus going through step by step of how to do them. But I do have videos where I did have the time to go and do a video. And there's a couple of them, a couple of videos. Like I said, I know there's one. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before that, but there are videos there. And it's really, if you've done sublimation, you already have all the tools that you need for a lot of things. I personally could do a class for every single thing that I make, every single thing. And I know, I guess it's like, I guess I shouldn't think that way or shouldn't say that, because if I'm going to say that, hey, I am a business coach, business mentor, you know, if I'm saying, oh, well, I don't want to take advantage, like in business, you're not taking advantage of people. I think in teaching, it's a little bit different than selling a final product, a finished product. But I stress teaching designing. I stress teaching just the technique of sublimation. How you use it is totally up to you. Like I said, cupcake toppers. You're going to see someone do a cupcake topper and they'll just have a regular printer. They're going to have a Canon, an HP, an Epson, a Brother, or whatever, and they're going to print them out. They're going to do a print and cut on their Cameo, their Cricut, their Caesar Romeo, their Caesar Juliet, their StarCraft Solo, and you'll probably end up seeing just those styles. You'll see some where there's no print with it whatsoever. It's just a regular cut. Some of them are going to, they're going to be printed. Printed can do pretty much everything that a regular cut can do. It's just that you have to open up your mind. And so I don't personally believe that there needs to be a class for each thing that I do and having someone pay for it. I do these sessions where I'm giving you the game for free. You already know how to sublimate. If you've never cut on your cutting machine, this may not be for you. It might be that you need to do, if you've never cut on your machine, I don't recommend that you do this because it's going to get very frustrating when you don't know your cut settings, that you don't know that you're going to have to do a bunch of different cuts. Like, you need to learn your machine with like a 65-pound, even if it was like an 80-pound type paper, because the way that you cut it, you kind of get used to your machine with those. Not only is this paper thick, but then it's also glitter. You have to know that you can't just unload your mat. It's things like that. And so I teach about using your machine. I teach about how the blades work, knowing when you have to do multiple passes, little tricks like don't unload your mat, check it first to see if it cut all the way through. So by me teaching these things in general and you guys gaining those skills, it doesn't matter if it's for a senior crown, if it's for a cupcake topper, if it's for an invitation, if it's for a cup, whoever, whatever, at the end of the day, the technique is the same. How you use that technique is what's unique to you and your business. But I promise you, you've been watching for a long time. You have all the skills that you need to be able to do this. It's just wanting to just make one. Like, you don't even have to have a senior. Go find some pictures online. Like, if you just want to have this in your arsenal, it may not be for you this year. Don't wait until, okay, well, no, I didn't do it this year. I really want to learn. Oh, well, school started here. I'm going to wait until next year to even think about trying to learn how to do it. cutting the cardstock. Now might be a great time for you to learn to do this because you don't have orders. So you can go and get you a $5 glitter cardstock and then practice cutting it. Write down your notes so you'll know when it is time to do them. If you have to do high production, you don't have time to figure out your settings and what settings is going to work best. You're going to go to your book, and you're going to refer to that, and you're going to be ready to cut it out because you've already designed it. How I designed, there's nothing special for how I set a design up for this compared to how I set a design up for a tumbler. It's the same exact steps. It's just that I have the template. So I get it. Not everybody will be able to understand how to make an exact template. That's why I provide those. I'm not providing a design template that has design elements in it because I want you to unlock your creativity. But I will give you the shape. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about. You just have to now put your design into that template, into that shape. But it's, if you've designed a tumbler, you've designed a shirt. So I'm not sure of myself. Well, a class isn't going to help you with that. A lot of people are not, they're not quite sure of themselves. Like they're lacking that confidence. They don't have, like, they have a fear, right? They're intimidated by this whole thing. And I could definitely take advantage of the situation, and I can take advantage of people's fears, their self-doubt and things like that, and make it seem as if, oh, all you have to do is just take my class and you're going to be great. It's going to wipe away your fears, going to wipe away your self-doubt, and that would be a bold-faced freaking lie. I can only encourage you to work past that by not waiting for an order. When you are feeling like that self-doubt is heavy, push through it by just creating. It does not have to be for someone. You can't go and have this feeling of, oh, well, I'm wasting money. I'm not making money off of this. Because I thought that this crafting thing was turning your passion into a profit. If you are passionate about something, you're going to do it for free. Hello, I'm on here. Because I'm on my phone, I did not go into YouTube and turn on my monetization. So I am making absolutely no money on this right now. People always say, oh, y'all make money off of your YouTube videos. I'm making no money because on my Facebook page, someone comes and tries to steal it every single time. They put a fake copyright claim under my personal account. There's no ads or anything in it. And while you're live, you're not making any money. And then, of course, you can't put ads on videos from my personal account. Yes, I think I have stars enabled, and you can maybe send stars or whatever. I don't always advertise my Cash App. My mom gets them all the time. She's like, everybody else does it. Put your Cash App. Let them send you money via Cash App. But at the end of the day, like, the truth is, I'm doing this for free. Like, I could be doing something else, a money-making task. But when it's a passion, you throw the money part of it out of the window. Now, if money comes to you from that, and you turn that into something that is profitable, the passion is still there to where you would do it even if it meant not making money. If you're doing a class, now when I do classes, I stop letting people choose, like, okay, hey, I want to learn how to do this because my daughter's about to graduate, she's about to be a senior. Okay, so I want to do this. And in the class, I want to create the one that my daughter's going to use. Oh, I stopped doing that because when they get stuck, I can't help you figure it out because I don't know what in the heck you've done because you're not following my exact instructions for me to figure out where the mistake was. I got to go back and figure out from your whole design, like where something was messed up at, why your template is off, why your cuts are off, because you use a different this, a different that. So I stopped doing that to where people were creating a finished product that they could use themselves. Like it was something like for an order. And I told them, like, you are coming, when you're taking this class, you are investing in just learning to make something, and it may not make you money, but you have to practice it. I am great at what I do because I practice, and not practice via an order. I practice as a crafter. And it's a passion. So if you have that fear, the fear comes from you putting this pressure on yourself to be successful in business. If there are no
no, I would say consequences, but if there's no risk involved, it does help alleviate the fear. You are doing it because you love it. Fear cannot exist in something that you love and that you are passionate about. So if fear is there and we have this self-doubt, if you're not quite sure of yourself, you have to then ask yourself, why did you want to get into this? Is it simply because so many other people were doing it and it made it seem like, it seemed like, oh, well, they're making money. They can leave their jobs. They can do this. They can do that. If that is the reason why you really got into this, you're going to always face this self-doubt or not being quite sure of yourself, because now you're messing with people's money. You want people to pay you for something. And this is not just for you. Okay, let me also put this disclaimer out. I am speaking to the masses. I don't know who's going to come across this video, who this video is going to touch. This is a word that you need. It's almost like a whole sermon. I don't know who it's going to reach. I don't know who needs this message. So although someone may comment and I may respond to that, do understand that it is never directed directly to that person, because I promise you, if I did a poll right now of the people who are watching, who deals with self-doubt and not being sure of themselves and having fears about this, you won't be the only person that feels that way. I applaud you for even saying it, because it's so many people that won't even acknowledge the fact that I'm scared shitless. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid that I'm going to invest all this money and I'm afraid of failure. Like, it's some people that will not, and they will suffer in silence, and it's going to eat them alive. So the message is for people in general. It's just that, because you were bold enough and you were brave enough to actually put your emotions, to put your fears out there, I'm responding to it. But this is for literally anyone that's dealing with this. This is one of the best ways that I can say to get over that, is to actually work on the skills, work on the task, like when there's no risk involved. Somebody says self-doubt been whooping probably my ASS lately. I can't tell who it is because it says Facebook user. So, and I said that in the beginning, right? So when it comes to the senior crowns, they probably are not. It's a lot of things where somebody had to be the first. It might be something that you've never seen in your area. No one ever really wears this. So unless there is something to where the schools themselves says you cannot wear any headgear, then of course you're not going to have a market for it, because there is a specific rule against them wearing any type of headgear. Let's say for birthdays, I see all the time where girls come and, like, on their birthday, they're going to have a sash on and they may have a tiara on because it's just their birthday. They get the little Party City type crowns, little plastic crowns, but they rock a crown on their head and it's like, hey, it's my birthday. If the schools don't have an issue with that and they're not telling them, hey, you have to take that crown off, then senior crowns can be introduced, but it has to start with someone. Just because you've never seen them doesn't mean that there won't be a market for it. Will you get a whole, like thousands of sales ever? No. But even if it's like, well, dang, like, they don't know what they don't know. That might be something that is popular in a different region. And now you're going to introduce that to them. So if you're struggling, you feel like everything is oversaturated, why don't, you guys have to learn to start something that's not in your area. If you feel shirts are oversaturated, if you feel tumblers are saturated, this and the third, it's oversaturated. Like, oh, I don't have a customer. Like, it's too many people doing that. Do something different. Find something that works in another region, another part of the world, another part of the country or whatever, and bring it to your area and see. You never know. People don't know what they don't know until somebody introduces it to them. All right. Any questions? If you're just joining, I just did a run. Like, only reason why I'm staying on now is I really wanted you guys to see the time for. Although I kind of took maybe a longer route, only because at first I was going to stop by the office. I was in my mind, I was thinking office, but I'm actually not going to the office. I'm actually going home. So I could have actually taken a quicker route back home that I ended up not taking because I thought I was coming to the office. But I wanted you guys to see. That's the you guys don't have questions. I'm not sure what else to talk about. But like I said, when I was in Joann's, I wanted you guys to see, and I wanted like on video, time wise, for me, how long it takes to get from either home or the office. Oh no, that's what I said. I said I was going to pass by the office so I can go and say, okay, hey, now I'm near the office, to see what that time frame is, because normally I'm going and traveling and going back to the workshop, whatever. So depending on where you are located at, you have to think about the time to go and travel to there to go get the supplies. So if you end up getting more orders, like, you have to be willing to put that money up front. I talk about it, I've talked about it before when it came to the sublimation paper. We purchase paper by the pallets, no, not knowing if they're going to sell, how fast it's going to sell, how long we're going to sit on this, but that product had to be paid for ahead of time. That is the risk that we took, where we purchased this product, paid for the shipping, the freight, the freight on it ahead of time, and basically just put faith in our marketing plans and everything else that it's actually going to sell. That's what business is. Like, it's not going to always be, oh, well, you pay me first and then I'll go and I'll get the supplies, because I'm not going to be stuck with X, Y, and Z. In business, you're going to be stuck with X, Y, and Z. You can easily be stuck with X, Y, and Z. And it can seem like a waste, but then that's where, when you're doing your taxes, you have your profit and loss statement. It's called a P&L. So profit and loss, when you are accounting for the things that were purchased and they're not usable now, whether or not it goes in your inventory. There's a lot of things when it comes to the taxes and understanding how to deal with, the things that you don't use. I prefer to use materials that are multi-purpose. So although, yes, I typically get that particular size for senior crowns because it makes it easier, I can easily use that to cut out for cupcake toppers, tags, 3D pop out, like all sorts of things. So it won't be a total waste. Okay. All right, questions? I don't want to, because if now it's just really going to be, I'm going to sit here in silence. I'm close to being to the office, but I just wanted that so I can also go back and look at it and say, okay, for me to get to Joann's, to my office with this amount of time. So these are the things that you have to consider as a business owner when you are going to go get your supplies. We can't always just order them online and have them delivered to us. That is ideal, because then you don't take away time to, the whole round trip. You don't take away time for that, but we don't always, we can't always just order them, because then we have to pay for shipping. And some people freak out about paying shipping when you could be wasting that same amount in gas and time. Well, I discussed pricing for the crown as far as how much I charge. So I charge a design fee. My design fee depends on how many pictures, how custom they want. I show them examples of things that I've done, and there's a price point for the standard one versus the versus like the custom one. My design fee may not be yours because my design fee is based on my expertise. And I don't get a lot of flack for mine because people know my designs, and this is one of the reasons why they come to me. So I don't have them included, because if somebody came and they already had a design and they just simply needed the crown made, that is a totally different fee. I do not, as a custom creator, I do not include design and the actual production. One, we also operate as kind of like a print shop. So those prices have to be separate, because if somebody comes in and they already have their design done, they don't, why have them pay for that, like a price that includes designing, and I don't have to design for them. So there is that. The next part of it is I don't fully go through it in my pricing for profit. I break down the formula, because there's a difference between the craft formula, which is, oh, just 3 times the amount is your wholesale, your retail, all that makes no sense to me, because if you're in, that is for crafters. So that part of pricing is for crafters, that whole 3 times the amount. And that's why it's on a craft calculator. That does not help you determine what your overhead is, what your, like what the business profit margin in, and then for you, like, so your labor, what you will be paid for it. That formula takes none of that into factors in any of that. And as a business, you have to consider that, which is why I don't consider it crafting. Like, I don't do craft calculators. I don't do like the craft way of doing things. So it's a little bit more complex. Now with these, I will say, this is not a signature product for me. Can these crowns be made for, let's say, a birthday? They sure can. You can take the design, switch it out. You can do it for a birthday. If someone who's having a baby shower, they wanted a custom crown, could it be done? Yes, it can. Do I make them? HE double hockey sticks? No. These are a product that I use as a lead magnet for senior year. If you are someone who wants this to be where I want to make crowns, I want to make custom crowns no matter the occasion, your price point and how you have to price, because you have to consider your overhead, your this, your that, like all of that stuff. For me, because I only make them for a specific group of people, so that they have my information and it's, hey, come on back now, you hear, for graduation stuff, I have kind of a flat rate type fee, which I make sure that my time is covered. I make sure that the supplies are covered and things like that. But I don't, that is where I don't really take into consideration how I teach for pricing, how I typically teach for pricing for profit. I will let you know I am now at the office, so I will look at that and see how long that took. Although I could probably shave off maybe about like 3 minutes or so, because I did take the long way here because I forgot or whatever. So like I said, because they are a lead magnet for me, there is one style that comes out to around like $35.63, somewhere in there, and then there's another one that comes out to closer to $50, which may seem like a lot, but for the work that goes into it, and because it's a custom cut and it's not a standard one, gotta account for that. But for me, they basically average anywhere from 35 to $50. All right, I want to see something. I had something that came from Amazon. So y'all stay here real quick.
Okay, so I purchased this one. I wish that there was one that had like all of the size, like, well, one size, but a bunch of colors, but they didn't. So I ended up purchasing this one just so that I can see how these are made in different colors. So I'll probably, because I mean, she wants, her crown is like a lot of pink and stuff in it. So they have, like for the trim of her, she doesn't want fur. So this is now an additional cost because I built in the price based off of fur. And whether you, well, for that one, it's like whether you get fur, you don't get fur, it's the same. But for anything like this, where I now have to buy extra, this is more. But I wanted to see because in case somebody wanted black and I needed to order it. But like with the black, it has a white underneath. So I don't think I'm going, unless that is clear. So where on top of black, it will still show, it won't show that part. I think the white just comes from the paper backing. But even when it's clear, sometimes you don't really see it. Hold on. I mean, not see it. You still see like the clear even when it's on top of something that is black. All right, let me see. Actually, no, that looks pretty good. Like it just kind of, I mean, you can still see, so that's what I was saying, you can still see the plastic, but it still looks good on top of it. So I end up getting this one just because I wanted to see a couple colors. I have a roll of only one. So like I end up getting that one, which is this one. This is my all-time favorite because this matches, it's like that iridescent look. So I have rolls of this already. But when I saw this one, I was like, well, this allows me to see, because I was just going to put this on hers. But this allows me to see, like, if I wanted to use this pink, because, you know, she wants predominantly pink. I also have this one. So I've used, actually, I think I have a smaller roll of these two colors. So these are like primary for me that I'll order. I don't really order like this color, the pink, the black, and then there's like another one. This is my favorite though. The iridescent one is my absolute favorite, and I've ordered that one. And like I said, I wish they had this set to where I could have gotten like a bigger roll in all of these, but hey, at least now I get to see the colors. These issues are sticky as hell, like on the sides. So you have to be careful with these too. Like there are certain techniques that you can do, because if you put it like just on something and you don't take certain precautions, like that stickiness can mess up and can ruin it. So there are little things that I have to do to kind of remove it, which is a certain way that you have to apply it. But like whether it's cornstarch or like baby powder, to help take that stickiness away to where other things don't kind of gravitate towards it and it ends up sticking on it and make it look all nasty and stuff. So stuff like that, which I kind of just told you, but it's little things like that and little techniques that I have developed over time, which would be like somebody would take my class just to get that one tidbit. Like I'm not, you know, that if I did a class, it's going to be all the rest of this is self-explanatory. You're literally going to pay for this class to get that one tidbit and see exactly how I do it and how I apply it, because I'm not going to necessarily do that in like a free class, because I mean, that's a pro tip. Like that's something that I worked on. I did, you know, figured out for myself. So I'm not just going to give it away. I can't go and give away 20 years of, you know, industry. I'm not going to say secrets, but things that have made life more efficient for me as a business owner. And I'm helping people who don't bother to even say, some people don't say thank you, some people don't share and don't do anything to help me to continue to grow. It's like an entitlement thing to where, okay, well, no, we're crafters, we should all stick together. At the end of the day, I'm a business person. And right now, this stuff isn't my bread and butter for right now. If I ever have to go to it, because if y'all start acting kind of cuckoo crazy and ink don't sell, paper don't sell, classes stop selling, oh, I already know my skills in this area, top tier. I can go back to that. I choose not to. I enjoy the teaching part, but I also want it to make me money. Like, I want to be able to make money off of what I enjoy doing. But if I have to completely stop being on social media, don't do live Q&As, don't host any classes, oh, I know that I can make money from actually promoting and advertising all the things, straight ran the light, all the things that I do. But I love this. So I love teaching, but doesn't pay the bills. This right here technically doesn't pay the bills. I get no revenue from me coming on, and as Cora said, providing great insight. All right, well, I went there. No other questions. So I'm about to dip out. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.